So great to be here this week. And we're going to talk about a topic that is a little different from most of the topics that we talk about. Usually we talk about wholesaling, buying, hold, fix, and flips. But this week we talk about land investing, which also falls into the potential of doing wholesaling or even renting the land. As far as fix and flip, obviously, is more about building or new construction on top of the land or building improvements. But let's talk about a little bit the benefits of investing in land or type of land investment. And I want to share, first of all, with my own story, my case study with land investing. I kind of stumbled into situations with land investing, and it really piqued my interest. One of the situations was that I had bought this property, and there was a vacant lot next door. I bought this house, it was a foreclosure, and there was a vacant lot next door. And so I wanted to build in this lot. It was in a residential area, was a buildable lot. So what I did, I looked up the owner of the land. The thing is, I found also that landowners are much easier to deal with and are much more prone to sell the lot because a lot of time they've sat on it for a while and haven't got around to do anything with it. So I approached him, and sure enough, got back to me. So I bought this particular lot for $6,000. And I held down for it for a year and a half. I was going to build something. Then I decided I had too many other things going on. I didn't want to get wrapped up in that type of new construction just for one house. And I decided to sell it. And I sold it for $35,000. So just by holding out for a year, and I paid maybe $200-300 in property taxes that year. So that was a good investment. Another situation I stumbled into is I bought this property at an auction. It was a mortgage auction. So I got this property, and it came with a vacant lot next door. So I got the lot, the city approached me, and then they said, if you give us that lot, we want to put a dog park there. We are going to give you 10 years tax abatements. So, I really didn't have any use for the lot. It kind of came with the house. So that was definitely something that I was able to do. Another situation that is very good for land is buying land that is tax delinquent. I know somebody that actually is very good at doing this. He buys property, land that goes back to the county for taxes. Nobody bids on it, and so it goes back to the county. It becomes what they say OTC. So just to give you an example, I had one of our students. She purchased at OTC property that went back to the county. Nobody wanted it. There was this 10 lots. It was kind of redeveloped already surveyed. They were going to build 10 houses on it, but the developer decided it went bankrupt. I'm not sure. So she bought the whole 10 lots for $300, just a registration for the documents, and she sold each lot $2,000 to $3,000 per lot. So, this was a more rural area, but still $2,000 to $3,000 per lot when she spent $300 for all the lots. So you can see now some examples here that I share with you the potential of land investing. Okay. So whenever I stumble across a piece of land, I'm very eager to do something with it because there's so much you can do it. You can also rezone it and different type of things. Just to give you a personal example about my life, my dad owned a lot of land in Italy. It was zoned agricultural. He changed that to commercial zoning, started selling as commercial, and he just retired on it. And he was only 40 years old. So that's the thing that land can do. So what are the benefits of investing in land? Well, first of all, is appreciation. The thing is, at the end of the day, buildings come and go, and anything else, like where I live right now, I live on the beach, and I live in this beautiful development that 38 acres of landscape land on the beach, right? So the developer bought this land back in the 70s. So, my building is on this land, and I own a condo here. So what do you think will happen if even 50 years from now they decide they're going to tear down this building, right? I own part of 38 acres on the beach. You can't go wrong. So that's the thing that is, land will never lose its value. Low maintenance cost. The main cost I have when I do land is really just cutting the grass. right? So that's the thing, this low maintenance cost and property taxes, maybe, but that's it. The third thing is flexibility. What are you going to do with the land? You can change zoning on it. You see probably a lot of time these houses that, the land that is now on a major road and gets changed from agricultural, residential to commercial. That's what my dad did. He changed agricultural to commercial, and the land obviously was worth so much more to the point that he actually retired on it. And then there's potential for passive income, right? Just for example, in places like Hawaii and New York City, you don't actually own the land. You own the rights to the land, but anything on top is, it's is an improvement that has a lease on the land. Like in Hawaii, for example, and I was a real estate broker over there many, many years ago, but we had fee simple and leasehold. So the leasehold properties, meaning you lease the land for 55 years and the house on it, if they don't renew the lease, you can do two things. Number one, you can buy the land, or number two, hopefully they renew the lease. So back then when I was there at the end of the 80s, yeah, sure, you could rent you could have a house for like $300,000 by Diamond Head, which was a bargain. But the catch was the lease was expiring in 5 years, and you didn't know if they were going to renew. And so they would say, okay, you want to buy the land? It's $2.5 million, right? So that land, obviously, if you don't buy it, you took the gamble that you would have to remove the house in 5 years. So that's the thing that land can do. So potential for passive income. So what type of land investments are there? Number one, residential, agricultural, commercial. Now, can you change from a recreational land, like camping lots? Okay. Can you change from one classification to another one? Yes, of course. You have to go through zoning, and it has to make sense for the area where the land is in. Let me give you another story. I know this investor that he brought this to me. What he does is only land investing. That's all he does. And he buys this land that is tax delinquent, in case people own it and they don't want it. He buys this land that is going back to the county for taxes. And he buys it for super cheap. I mean, we're talking pennies on the dollars, but I must have two requirements. It has to be near the water, could be near a river, a stream, a lake, and it has to be kind of a recreation lot, meaning a camping lot. You can put a mobile home or, whatever, RV, whatever. So those two requirements, and he buys this land for a penny on the dollar. Now, some agricultural land can be changed to recreational land, and obviously, depending on the location in the area. And that's all he does. But he buys it for sometimes he buys it for free. Excuse me, free, only the recording fees. Okay. So just to give you an example, cheap about it, we had a live event one time, and he was raffling off land because he owned it. He owned all these lots. He bought them for $50-$60. Okay. So that's how tax delinquent land is really important. And I train on that as part of our program as well, because when you go in tax investing, there are different phases. That's a topic for another week, but it's definitely something that there is a lot to it. Okay. So how do you invest in land, especially if you have limited capital? Okay. So that's something that people say, oh, well, you have to have a lot of money to invest in land. Not necessarily. Okay. First of all, one of the things you want to do, like a lot of time lands can be really cheap. Remember, I paid like $6,000 for a lot that I sold for $35,000. If you look for properties that are tax delinquent, you can literally get it for pennies on the dollars. So, you can get land super cheap, more than land with improvements or houses on it. Then also you can look for seller financing, right? Situations, because a lot of the time you're going to come across land that people inherited or they own, but they don't really have got around to do something with it. The other thing is, depending on what plans you have, you can build on the land. Now, let me share another story with you. This was in St. Louis, Missouri. I got to know a lot of the aldermen there, the neighbor stabilization programs, and so forth. So they had in Ward 23, they had about four or six city lots that they wanted improvement. They wanted a developer to come in and build them. Now, they sold me the whole 6 lots, I think there were 6, for $1. Okay, and they owned, and there was a lot of vacant land on there. So the thing is, they wanted obviously to develop. We went in and built 23 homes on those 6, city blocks. It wasn't lots, it was city blocks. So with the thing said is that, you can get land, especially there might be some ties to it, like you have to put a new development, spec homes or something, but you can get the land super cheap. Tax lien property, huge investments for land. A lot of people that are motivated for tax lien because they own land, maybe inherited them, maybe they don't even know they have it. One of the stories I share with this other, investor is that he bought a piece of land, the guy that buys a rural land, where you can build camping lots and recreational vehicles on it. So he bought this land and he started getting sewer bills. And he's like, why would I get a sewer bill on a piece of land? He didn't know there was a house in the back in the middle of the woods, right? So that's the thing. He ended up with a house and a land. He split those in 2, sold them separate, and he bought it for like less than $100. So that's a lot. Tax lien properties with lands are really lucrative. And then also you can do lease options on it as well. You can, like I said, like in Hawaii, land is mainly leased. You have certain parts of the islands that are, you can buy the land. Like I own the house there, and I really didn't feel comfortable with the leasehold option. So I own the house with the land under it. But most of the land there is a lease. And also in the big cities, like New York City, there is a lot of lease on the land, more you don't own the land where the building is at. So there is a lot of potential here for land. And what can you do with land? You can still wholesale it. Yes, I have a student right now. That's all she focuses on, is wholesaling land around Tampa. You can go ahead and obviously build on it. You can work with the city like I did to build and put new constructions with the city grants. You can go ahead and lease it to somebody else so they can put their own structure on it. So there is a lot of things, and you can look for seller financing because, like I said, there is a lot of potential there. So if you want to maybe do seller financing, build a house on it, sell it, and then sell the land. Whoever buy the house pays off the land, and then you walk away the profit. Like I said, there is so many potentials there with land. And what I found out that there is a lot of less attachment from landowners to let land go than there is on properties or houses. Okay, it's much easier to deal with landowners. So hopefully this was informative. I would like for you guys to give us feedback in the chat and let us know if this was a good topic. And we also share with you a PDF earlier in the week about land specifically. And also we have, we share this PDF with you, and it has a little more information and tips on that as well. So now a couple of things I want to cover. Number one, we have a masterclass coming up. Yes, we have a masterclass coming up. I know you guys some of you have attended it before. For the ones who have not attended, we're going to post a link here in the descriptions in the chat for you guys to join. It's coming up here in about 3 weeks. So you definitely want to attend this because things have changed drastically in the real estate business. So what worked 3 to 6 months ago doesn't work today. Number one. Number two, you really need to know though. So for example, we're going to go into wholesaling, but maybe you're not aware that there are 4 different sub-strategies into wholesaling. Most of you know probably double closing and assignments, but there are 2 other ones that are lurking there right now, which is novations and installment agreements under wholesaling, trying to get around some of the requirements that are popping up in a lot of states where you have to be licensed or is quote unquote illegal to wholesale. So you really want to attend that class if you're interested in wholesaling, because we're going to cover a lot of the new things, new laws that you need to know, in order to wholesale. Okay. Then we're going to go into buy and hold rentals. I know a lot of you are interested in long-term rentals, short-term rentals, Airbnb. We're going to cover that and let you know how that market is doing and how to leverage long-term with short-term. And we're also going to go into fix and flip, especially I'm going to do a little bit about land development as well. Something new this time I haven't talked about before. So you definitely want to be there. Also, we're going to talk about money, where you're going to get the money to really grow your business, private money, leveraging financing, and that type of things. So there is a lot of information we're going to cover during the masterclass. And we wanted to make it very affordable for everybody. And so it's going to be the cost of a cup of coffee for one day. So if you go to Starbucks and you used to spend $6-7 for a cup of coffee, there you go. You pay for the masterclass for the whole week. Okay. And we have a special right now, which ends this weekend. So that if you upgrade to the VIP special, we have a special that's only $27 instead of $47, which is the price for the VIP. And you get a lot of goodies and extras, the VIP. You honestly want the VIP to get the most of the masterclass because it's going to give you a lot of more documentations and things that you need. So make sure you go to the link. Once you join the $7, it will give you the options to upgrade to VIP. And like I said, we have a special discount here this week until this weekend, but it's only 3 weeks away. So you want to make sure you're there. And honestly, I don't think we're going to do another masterclass until after the end of summer. So you might want to really make the time to be there. The masterclass is 1 hour each day, Monday through Friday. You just have to make an hour commitment. You want to be live because we're going to give you a lot of raffles. We're going to give you a lot of things, interactions. You can ask questions. So you really want to attend live. So it's 1 hour a day, 10 a.m. Eastern time for 5 days. It's all it takes to really for you to grasp and get a lot of the knowledge that's working right now. Because I'll talk with a lot of people and people that join into our program right now, and they've joined our program and said, I'm doing what they're telling me to do and it's not working. But then when I tell me what they're doing, it doesn't work. It doesn't work right now. Like for example, the 70% rule for wholesaling, it doesn't work. You're not allowed in certain states. It's illegal right now to wholesale the old way, with double closing and assignments. It cannot work. So you got to know what you don't know, right? And so this is a masterclass that is really going to go into that to make sure you guys do things that are working today, because there is nothing more frustrating than spinning your wheels for nothing, right? Okay, so talking about raffles for the masterclass, we have a winner today as well. So I am now seeing the chats. So my assistants, please, if you can let me know in our private chat if this lady is answering. Let me pull up their name. So let me see here. Her name is Mary Catherine Loomis. Mary Catherine Loomis is and let me see if I can share my screen. Bear with me, guys. Okay, I'm not Liz. Liz is so much more technically savvy than I am, but I'm trying. I'm here today. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull out the image of what the raffle is. Okay. Oh, bear with me. Okay. I'm trying. I'm trying to pull it up so I don't bear with me, guys. It's a really cool toolbox. Okay. So that's what it is. Let's see. I don't know how to open with the screen. Okay. It might not work for me, but anyway, it's a toolbox and it has all the tools, a hammer, screwdriver. It has a really cool toolbox in pink. It has a tape measures, everything you need that you should have in your car when you go out there and look at property. So I really want to share this with you because it's the coolest thing, but I don't know if I can. Hold on. There you go. I think I got it. Okay. We have a little bit of a delay, but you should be able to see it here in a second. And in the meantime, if the assistants let me know if the person that won it is on the screen. Let's see. Okay, there you go. So that's something for you to have in your car when you go out there and look at real estate. Okay, she's not here, I'm told. So the next one is Jeannie Glass. Jeannie Glass. Now, you have to be present during these lives in order for you to claim your prize. So if you're not present during the live, we cannot give you the prize, okay? So let me see if Jeannie Glass is here. I know we have a little bit of a delay. So Jeannie, are you here? Okay. Is Jeannie here? My assistants, can you let me know? Okay, great. Okay, Jeannie is on. Hey, Jeannie, so you got this cool box in pink. So this is so cute. And I know you, Jeannie, you're going to get good use out of it. Thanks, Jeannie, for being here today. Great. Okay, so we are going to post a link here for the masterclass. And like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead. And I'm going to try to see the questions here in the chat. And also my team, if you see any questions coming through, go ahead and post it on our channels, and I will try to answer them. So while I wait for the questions to come in, I'm going to ask you questions. How many of you are actually interested in land investing? I see there was quite a bit of people here at some point today during this live. So post in the chat if you're interested in land investing, okay? And it's one of those strategies that are really not talked as much, or a lot of people think that is, something out of their reach, right? So that's the thing that you want to wonder about. It's not true. It's actually more affordable than anything, than our types of real estate. So Cindy says she's interested in land investing. And also if somebody can reach to her from the team, she's interested in buying the VIP package. Okay. Let me share with you something, guys, with land. Personally, I look at land more either foreclosures or tax delinquent property. Okay. That's where you're going to find more. It's like, going fishing in a barrel. Okay. So there is more sellers that are motivated with piece of land that are just, they have it because they owe property taxes on it, or they're losing the land. Or like I said, in my situation is that it was next to other properties I owned. So those to me was like literally fishing in a barrel. I called, boom, I got the land. It was not even trying to really contact a lot of landowners to find a piece of land that they're interested in. Okay. Hey, Wendy, I'm very interested in land investing. Good. Okay. So both of your students. So, make sure we bring it to our attention, and I'll probably do a little more training within our community. Great. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for being today. Congratulations, Jeannie, for your toolbox in pink. And for everybody else, hopefully this was informative, and I will see you next week. And don't forget to sign up for the masterclass with the VIP discount. Okay. Take care.